Okay, forgive the rain. What we're going to try to fix today is the flickering oil light on this Nissan Hardbody. Stay tuned. Okay, we got here. See, when I turn the key on, the oil light just kind of barely stays on there. I don't know if you can see. I'm going to go ahead and start it up. Okay, oil light just cut off. Then it cut right back on. So what I'm thinking is, and that's the brake light, by the way, you see, I can take my brake light off. What I'm thinking is that the oil pressure sending unit is giving us some issues because there's no rattling in the engine. I mean, I hope the oil pump's not going out. So, and, you know, I just did a chiming chain on this thing. I'll leave a link up here for some tips on that. So let's see what I can find out. Okay, before I get into removing that thing, what I did was I went to AutoZone and got a new sending unit. These are cheap. It's like 10, 15 bucks. So anyway, and then I determined I have this Harbor Freight oxygen sensor socket set, but the website says it also fits some oil pressure sending units, and I did find one that fits. So take a look. This one right here is a 1 1/16, and it has a kind of a weird shape to it, and it does fit it, just like that. So now, of course, you're going to have to go like this. You need a big area inside of there. See how it's very deep? A regular deep socket probably would not work on this. So we're going to use this socket here to retrieve it. So as I get underneath the pickup here, we will see this is the sending unit right here. So it's got this rubber boot. It's kind of nasty. Let me go put some gloves on and I'll show you what I'm going to do. It's right below the oil filter. Okay, the first thing we are going to do is we're going to remove this rubber boot. Kind of move it back like this. And then we have revealed the little connector. And then on that connector, it's going to be hard to see this now. You have to squeeze the tab. See if I can, I think the tab is on the back side or upper side. And pull it out. Okay. A little squeeze, and it should come right out. Okay. So now we can see the actual unit. So I'm going to try to put my socket on there and twist it out. Okay, I've got the socket on there, but you can see from this angle it is being blocked. Let's see if I can show you. By this alternator bolt here. So I'm going to have to use a little swivel right here. Okay, so as you can see, I got the swivel there to kind of miss this bolt. Let me see if I can get it out. Okay, seems to be working. Okay, just gotta get it out. Now this thing might leak oil, so I have an oil pan ready. Okay, I think I got it out. Let's see. Nope. Where is it? There it is. Yes, it's stripping a little bit, so of course, bullseye right on the light, never fails. Let's move that a little bit. All right, let's go take a look at the new one. Okay, what happens with these things is that there's a little seal in here, and once the pressure builds up, the seal goes bad, and then it goes past it. A lot of times you'll see them leaking. I don't see this one leaking very bad. I mean, it could have been leaking, but anyway, compared to the new one is not quite as thick right here, but the connector seems to be the same. They both have the single little pigtail in there. So, and this one seems to have some thread sealer already on it, so I will not need to put any of that. So the installation is reversed. Let's see if it's easy as it seems. Okay, you can see up in there the little hole where this goes in. It's pretty straightforward. Just clean it up. And it just threads in real easy. Remember, don't over tighten it. We'll put a wrench on here to get it secure. Okay, I've got that about as tight as I want it. There you go, right there. Time to just clip the little pigtail on. Okay, I did get it to clip in nice and tight. So, and then you want to put your rubber boot back on it. Let me see if I can get that on here. Okay, that's what it looks like, all buttoned up. Oh, and one other thing. When I pulled it off, I didn't show you, always clean your contacts. Okay, as you can see, you definitely want to get this from underneath because you can't even see it from the top. All right, first start, let's see what this is going to do. Okay, neutral. Let's see, we'll go right up here to the gauge lights. Turned right off. Okay. See, I got a little flashing on the, you can see that on the alternator. We'll get with that later, but the oil, which is what I was concerned about, seems to have resolved itself. So as you see, when I turn it on, the light does work. And then we'll crank it. Turns right off, indicating we have sufficient oil pressure. Whew, I'm glad that was the problem. All right, the reason I kind of figured out this was the issue, notice this is the original Nissan part from 1991, I assume from 1991, and because when I would crank it up, as you saw earlier, the light would turn immediately off and it would turn back on, which tells me there was a bleed through in here. So it was losing pressure in the actual switch. But anyhow, that was the problem. Shout out to AutoZone for making that an easy purchase. So if your oil light is flickering, this might be the problem. This is not unique to Nissans. This is pretty much any vehicle with an oil light and not a gauge. A gauge is a totally different animal, but it could be as simple as just changing this little inexpensive switch, and therefore now you can properly monitor your vehicle vitals. So hopefully this helped someone make an easy repair. Y'all have a great day.